Radha Radhe. Today is Saturday, 28th March 2026, and at this conclusion of Navratri and Ram Navami, of course, nevertheless an auspicious weekend, we welcome you to this recap video for our Bhagavad Gita study session today. Along with me, here is Mummy.
Radhe Radhe.
I'll bring up the screen and we'll take a look at what we covered today. So we had the usual recap quiz first, which was for last week's content on chapter 13, verses 6 and 7. As always, if you look at the description for the video, you can go to the community portal link. You have free access to all the questions, the slides, and other reference material there. After that, we said, as we had a tall order, we went through chapter 13, verses 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. They appear together in Swamiji's Holy Bhagavad Gita. We've covered them in that same order and sequence. And so let us take a look at all those verses one by one.
Amanitvam adambhitvam ahimsak shantir arjavam acharyopasanam shaucham स्थैर्यम् आत्मविनिग्रहः इन्द्रियार्थेषु वैराग्यम् अनहङ्कार एव च जन्म मृत्यु जरा व्याधि दुःखदोषानुदर्शनम् असक्तिरनभिष्वङ्गः पुत्रदारगृहादिषु नित्यं च समचित्तत्वम् इष्टानिष्टोपपत्तिषु मयि चानन्ययोगेन भक्तिरव्यभिचारिणी विविक्तदेशसेवित्वम् अरतिर्जनसंसदि अध्यात्मज्ञाननित्यत्वम् तत्त्वज्ञानार्थदर्शनम् एतज्ज्ञानम् इति प्रोक्तम् अज्ञानं यद् अतोऽन्यथा.
All right, plenty of verses right there. Chapter 13, verses 8 through 12, lots of them. Let's look at the catchphrases, which we were going to, cover in class as well. Here we'll do that now. Service with a smile. This is again the one about, right? Service to the guru and much more with that, but with humbleness. Service with a smile. Next up, dispassionate desires. So that includes dispassion toward the object of the senses, keeping away from everything that our mind and desires take us to. That's chapter 13, verse 9. Chapter 13, verse 10, question here as a catchphrase, joint family. Just a play on that concept there, but it's about the absence of sort of clinging to spouse, home, children, etc. Yeah, you can be joined together, living in whichever format it is, but you have to be all the time clinging, contemplating. That's what we've learned that we don't need to do. Do our duty only, of course. Chapter 13, verse 11, again a question. Solitary spirituality. Yes, we learn about practicing devotion in a solitary space, being by ourselves, but we're never alone because, again, we're getting devoted and attached to God. It's practicing love toward God. So it's not solitary in that sense. Solitary spirituality. Question to ponder about. And finally, chapter 13, verse 12, a pun here. As Sri Krishna concludes, he says, all that is knowledge. Everything opposite, contrary to that, is ignorance or darkness. So no ignorance. If we know, if we have awareness of ignorance, we know then which knowledge it is that we have to pursue. At the same time, KNOW, if you make it NO, if we have knowledge, we have no ignorance. NO, no ignorance. Next up, let us look at all these verses then from a dictionary standpoint. So, Mummy, it's over to you to guide us through some important words we need to add in our dictionaries or revisit.
So, because these 4 verses, they describe the virtues, habits, behaviors, and attitudes that purify one's life and illuminate it with the light of knowledge. So there are some very important words, more so in verse number 8. So let's look at amanitvam. Amanitvam means humbleness. Adambhitvam. Adambhitvam means freedom from hypocrisy. Ahimsa, that means non-violence. Arjavam. Arjavam means simplicity. And then very important one, akshantihi. Akshantihi means forgiveness. Indri, from verse 9, indriyartheshu, that means towards objects of the senses. Vairagyam. Vairagyam means dispassion. Anahankaraha, that is absence of egotism. From verse 10, we'll see asaktihi. Asaktihi means non-attachment. And anabhishvangaha. Anabhishvangaha means absence of craving. And very important one, samachittatvam. Samachittatvam means even-mindedness. From verse 11, ananya yogen, that means exclusively united. And avyabhicharini, that means constant. And verse number 12, let's see adhyatam. Adhyatam means spiritual, and darshanam means philosophy. So these are some important words which explain the virtues, attitudes, behaviors. Now, for the benefit and practice of the readers who are going to go through the commentary, there are certain quotations that Swamiji has given. So let's look at in non-violence, ahimsa. There is a quotation uh, which says, Atmanaha pratikulani pareshamam na samacharet. This means if you dislike a certain behavior from others, do not behave with them in that manner yourself. Okay. Now let's come to cleanliness of body, shaucham. So here he has quoted Shaucham Nama Dvividhamam Bahayam Antaramam Cheti. This means there are two types of cleanliness, internal and external. And in the same context, Swamiji has given a verse from Bhakti Shatak, which goes like this. मायाधीन मलिन मन है अनादिकालीन हरि विरह नल धोए जल करु निर्मल बनि दीन राधे करु निर्मल बनि दीन. It means the material mind is dirty since endless lifetimes. Purify it in the fire of longing for God while practicing utmost humility. And then let's come to steadfastness, sthairyam. Sthairyam. So it says, Charaivate, Charaivate, Charanavai, Madhu, Vindati. It means keep moving forward, keep moving forward. Those who do not give up will get the honey at the end. And now we'll go to absence of egotism. anahankaraha. So Swamiji has quoted from Saint Kabir. जब मैं था तब हरि न थी, अब हरि है मैं नाही। प्रेम गली अति संकरी, या में द्वे न समाहि राधे, या में द्वे न समाहि। So Saint Kabir says, when I existed, God was not there. Now God exists and I do not. The path of divine love is very narrow. It cannot accommodate both I and God. So we have to give up the ego, the I. Hmm. So over to you, Gagan, now.
Thank you so much, Mummy. Yes, very helpful to go through those different shlokas so we get some audio memory of that and also sort of the explanation Swamiji has added. So, yes, plenty here. In fact, what we'll do is we'll take a tiny detour and remind ourselves about how all this was reviewed as we did in a fun way in today's session. So, we hope you enjoy that segment again, the wheel of names that we went through. If you all recall, now of course it's the empty wheel, but you'll soon see the full one. Ran through all those 20 different great qualities of knowledge to have. And also, when you take a look at the description for this video and on the usual class page in the link section, we'll point you to this single page document that will also help you with your review and learning. So try to go from right to left. All those that were on the wheel that you'll see are here on the right-hand side, two descriptions for each one to help you then guess or connect to that single great quality related to knowledge that we have from Sri Krishna himself in these 5 verses. So let's take a look and enjoy that fun wheel-based segment. Okay, so we'll spin, and as I said, in some random order, right? We'll have a wedge come up, and you have to guess which one it is. All right. Practical implementation, repeated mulling. Try your best looking only at the commentary, sorry, not the commentary, the translation, to guess which one of the 20 this is. Again, these are all things that Sri Krishna has said are knowledge. Ashmita ji, Radha Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Constancy in spiritual knowledge.
Constancy in spiritual knowledge. Is that the correct answer?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely correct. Well done, Ashmita ji. So hope everyone's getting the hang of that. This gets off the wedge. Mummy reads out the next one.
Artificial personality, skin deep display.
All right, Anuji, Radhe Radhe.
I believe it's the freedom from hypocrisy.
Well said. Yep, that is correct.
Well
Freedom.
said. Yes.
All right, next one. Okay, freedom from ill will, release negativities of mind. All right, Pranayji, Radhe Radhe.
I think it is forgiveness.
Absolutely correct.
Wonderful.
Yep, forgiveness. Okay, next.
Attitude of dedication, inquiry with reverence.
Anuji, Radhe Radhe.
It's the service of the Guru and simplicity.
Just service of the Guru. Yeah, one of them. Yep, well said. And I think many of you have this as one of your favorite verses, right? Chapter 4, verse 34. AIR, approach, inquire with reverence. All right. Let's try this one on our journeys. Persistence. Keep moving forward. Ashmita ji, Radhe Radhe.
There are a steadfastness.
Yes, absolutely right. I think we often hear drida, right?
Yeah.
Yes, well done. Next, sixth one.
"24 by 7, solitary goal."
Okay, Ashmita ji. Let's try Rupal ji, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Is it inclination for solitary places?
Okay, no, not for this
No,
one,
no,
but this
okay.
was a trick, yeah, because it's a solitary goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we'll
24
hold
by
that.
7, 24 by 7.
This is potentially the most cryptic of all because it's the only time like a word or phrase is used that's, I think, not in the commentary, maybe. So let's try Anuji, Radhe Radhe.
I was going to go for the constancy in spiritual knowledge because it's 24/7.
Okay, which was covered already. Yeah, so it can't be that one. Okay, Praneji, your turn, Radhe Radhe.
Constant and, oh, sorry. Oh,
I was
there's
also
another
going to
constant.
say the same.
Okay.
Anuji's.
All right. Ashmita ji, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Constant and exclusive devotion towards me.
Well done. Constant and exclusive devotion towards Sri Krishna. Yep, well done. So again, there are subtle differences in all of these, even with some words being similar, right? Constant or constancy, solitary, etc. But yeah, help you all see that distinction as you're taking your notes alongside. All right. Just to request everyone, lower your hand after you're done and go back on mute as well, please. And we'll get a new round each time. Okay. Respect for living beings. All right. Rupalji, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Non-violence?
Exactly. Yep, well done. Nonviolent. Respect for all living beings. All right, next one from Mummy.
Internal, external purity. Focus on God.
Anuji, Radhe Radhe.
You can give a chance to someone else who is raised hand.
Oh,
Whoever
go
is-
ahead. Yep.
Okay, so it's the cleanliness of body and mind.
Yes, well said, Anuji. And here I'm going to read that Sanskrit also, which Swamiji has given in the commentary, and that is Shaucham Nam Dvividhamam Bahyam Antaram Cheti. Bahyam external, Antaram internal. Okay, that is how we understand. Dvividham, both internally and outside, we have to be pure, clean, Shaucha. Okay, Gagan.
All right. Next one. All right. Prudence in interactions. Duty only. Okay. Dilji, let's try you. Radhe Radhe.
An aversion for mundane society.
Okay.
No,
Let's
okay.
hold that one. Yeah. This one's interesting as well. It's prudence
Go
in
for that
interactions.
duty
Interactions.
only. Somewhere
Yeah.
it mentions, very important.
Okay. Ashmita ji, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe. Radhe Radhe. Absence of clinging to spouse, children, home, and so on.
Yes, well
Yeah.
said, Ashmita ji. Wonderful.
Yep.
Yes.
Absence of clinging to spouse, children, home, and so on. Yep, that is correct. Do your duty. Yep. Prudence in interactions. Next up.
Communion with God, deep absorption.
Here again, this one involves a little bit of thinking. So,
No,
okay.
it's very easy actually. When does deep absorption happen? Where?
All right. Anuji, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. It's that part where we talked about the solitary places. So, an inclination for solitary places and an aversion for mundane society.
Yes, well said. Inclination for solitary places.
Yeah. So just one of them, as always. Yep. Inclination for solitary places. Yep, Anuji. Okay, next up. Just a reminder again, one description, set of descriptions, one quality in the translation. Higher than self-control. Move away from obstacles. Praneji, Radhe Radhe.
Dispassion towards the objects of senses.
Yes, that is correct. Yep. And if you all go later, of course, look at the commentary in this one, dispassion toward object of the senses. That's where Swamiji describes that this is even higher than self-control. Well done. Next.
Distancing of consciousness affects mind, intellect.
With this one, think a little in the opposite direction. So these are things that are maybe the negative aspects of a good quality if you don't have it. Anuji?
I believe it relates to the keeping in mind the evils of birth, disease, old age, and death.
Okay. No, not for this one. Thank you, Anuji. How about someone else? If we don't have this specific quality, then it's the distancing of consciousness and it affects the mind and intellect. Ashishji, Radhe Radhe.
Is it non-attachment?
Non-attachment? No, not for this one as well. Thank you for trying. Ashmitaji, Radhe Radhe.
Is it aversion from mundane society?
No, not for this one. Thank you. Let's try Neelaji. First time today. Radhe Radhe.
Absence of ego.
So ego. No, not for this one. Okay, Pranayji, Radhe Radhe.
I was also going for absence of egotism.
I see. Okay. So far, we only have the absence of the right answer. Let's go to Anuji. Radhe Radhe.
Okay, just taking a shot in the dark, but is it about the philosophical pursuit of the absolute truth?
Okay. I think we pretty much run through the whole gamut now. Yep. So we'll reveal the answer here, okay? And again, it's in Swamiji's commentary. It's actually humbleness, because if we have pride, then it's the distancing of consciousness from God. And of course, that affects our mind and intellect. So this is humbleness. Easy enough there, but again, when you all revisit the commentary, it'll all connect together. All right. Good to see a few different hands, of course. Next one.
No nations invite God in heart.
Dilji, Radhe Radhe.
Simplicity.
Okay, not for this one. Thank you, Dilji. Keyword here, I mean, both of them, but yeah, if we can stay with, if we can have this great quality, then we're able to invite God in our hearts. And as Swamiji says, we have no nescience. So Dilji again.
So the other side of it is absence of egotism.
Yes.
Yes, well said, Delji.
All right, faculty of knowledge, fulfill purpose. So these are some descriptions that come up with this one. Anuji, Radhe.
I think this is where the philosophical pursuit of the absolute truth comes in.
Finally, that shows up, right? Yes.
Yes.
Philosophical pursuit of the absolute truth. Who am I? Why am I here? Etc. Use knowledge, use grace, fulfill one's purpose. All right. Next up.
So, away from material objects, love toward God.
And in the interest of time, we'll take just one person now henceforth. So Rupalji, Radhe.
Radhe, non-attachment.
Correct. Well done. Thank you
Yes.
so much. So down to our final five. Rise above dualities. Remain unperturbed. Anuji?
Even-mindedness amidst desired and undesired events in life.
Yes, absolutely correct. Even-mindedness amidst desired and undesired events in life. Remaining unperturbed or rising above dualities.
Contemplate about miseries, unattractiveness of world.
Dilji, Radhe.
Keeping in mind the evils of birth, disease, old age, and death.
Yes, perfectly said. Wonderful.
Well done. All right, this one's interesting, hopefully. Minimal participation, mentally unaffected. The key word here, participation, though you have to participate to answer that, so please raise your hand. And this is one that I now recall many of you said this for many of the others. Rather.
Maybe simplicity.
No.
Not for this one. Okay.
Minimal participation.
All right, Rupalji, Radhe.
Radhe, aversion for mundane society.
Yes.
Yes,
This is
perfectly
that.
said.
Well done. Okay, final two. We'll just reveal these. We'll read them out.
Restraint of mind, senses, non-indulgence.
So this one is self-control. All right, hopefully, Ashishi, that's what you had. And of course, the one that remains is the one that many of you tried for many, which is straightforwardness and plainness in living. That is, of course, simplicity. All right. Hope you all enjoyed that. And next up, then, we shall take a look at the flyer we had for today's session. We have to actually get through the questions, so let's take a look at that. What do you know is right about everything displayed on the left? So little play on words here with right and left. So left here, we're talking about this panel on the left-hand side, which is this lovely image-based visual pictorial or story for, if you take a look, everything in these 5 verses. In fact, you should definitely take note of all this. You'll have all those 20 qualities of knowledge, the attributes right here, with images, with text, humbleness, freedom from hypocrisy, nonviolence, forgiveness, all the way down to solitary places, aversion for mundane society, constant spiritual knowledge, and philosophical pursuit of the absolute truth. So all that on the left, what do we know is right about it? Yeah, we know what is right about it is that that is correct and that is knowledge. Sri Krishna calls that knowledge. Everything that is not on the left is contrary to it, and Sri Krishna calls that ignorance. In fact, if you were to imagine taking away this date and time slot banner here and the question in the circle, all the images on the right depict, in fact, the contrary. So you're welcome to give words to those as you like in your notes. But again, everything on the left is right because it is correct, because it is knowledge, because Sri Krishna indeed tells us that. So that is a look at the flyer and getting us close to the end of this recap video. Mummy, anything else you want to add?
I think this is just amazing how Krishna has listed all the virtues and attitudes that he wants from a devotee, from a person who is on the spiritual pursuit. Okay. So, and Krishna has given the list. All we need to have blessings from Radha Rani so that we can um, implement these in our day to day lives to go more near to God, to connect more with God. So, hope you all enjoy the video and slowly start practicing in your day to day lives.
Absolutely. So we look forward to seeing you next time. It'll be a new month. The next quarter of the year starts. So that's Saturday, 4th April 2026, 8 a.m. Central Time, 6:30 p.m. Central India time. And of course, don't forget, let's try one homework question. We'll keep it simple in this case. Take a look at all these 20 qualities, attributes that Sri Krishna has described as knowledge. Think about the one that is pertinent to you that is probably the hardest to implement. And don't go for just the one that's philosophically the hardest, because that might be hard for all of us. But just you as an individual, in your day to day endeavors, you strive, you try. Which of those 20 items of knowledge is the one that maybe gives you a higher proportion and amount of struggle? You can put that in the comments to the video. We would love to hear what your experiences and responses are. Thank you so much. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.